Hello YouTube, this is Triumphant Train 2002 and welcome to Triumphant Reads. Today's book is called Who Will Sing My Puffer-Bye? It's written by Charlotte Hudson and illustrated by Mary McQuillan, and it was licensed by Red Fox. Crossfire was feeling all out of spark. Mummy had just got a job as a firelighter in some of the unheated volcanoes nearby, and now he didn't know who would look after him. "Who will tickle my tail in the morning?" he asked Mummy. "Or cook me lava pancakes for breakfast? Who will play I fry with me on the way to school? And what about my puffer-bye? Nobody knows how to sing me to sleep except you." Crossfire's small snout began to snuffle. "I'll always be there to sing your puffer-bye," said Mummy, and gave him a huge dragon hug. "But for the next few months, I found someone to help look after you and Puffing Billy." It was then Mummy introduced Smokescreen. Smokescreen breathed green smoke. Smokescreen came from a different country. Smokescreen spoke in a strange way. Smokescreen wasn't Mummy. The next morning, it was Smokescreen who woke Crossfire up for school. But she didn't tickle his tail like Mummy did. It was Smokescreen who cooked their lava pancakes for breakfast. But they weren't as burnt and crispy like Mummy's. It was Smokescreen who walked them to school, but she didn't know the rules for I Fry. And when the school day finished and the little dragons were let out, it was Smokescreen who was there to meet him, not Mummy. "Please don't go to work tomorrow," Crossfire asked Mummy when she came to sing his puffer-bye that evening. Mummy tickled Crossfire's tail, just as she usually did. "Things will be better tomorrow," she said. The next morning, Smokescreen cooked fireballs for breakfast. Crossfire and Puffing Billy couldn't believe it. "This is what I eat for breakfast at home," Smokescreen explained. Even though, of course, they couldn't be as good as Mummy's lava pancakes. They were rather nice. On the way to school, they played Down with St. George. And even though, if it couldn't be as good as Mummy's I Fry, it was rather fun. At the end of the school day, Smokescreen was there to meet Crossfire again. But this time, she put on a firework display of dragon wheels and snout fizzlers. Then all the little dragons wanted to walk home with her too. That evening, when Mummy came up to sing Crossfire his puffer-bye, he had so much fun to talk about that he forgot to ask her not to go to work the next day. Fire season came and went, but Crossfire was having so much fun he hardly noticed. Before he knew it, it was time for Smokescreen to go home. "But who will cook me fireballs in the morning?" he asked Mummy. or play down with St. George on the way to school, and who will make dragon wheels and snout fizzlers at the end of the day? Crossfire's small snout began to sniffle. Mummy tickled Crossfire's tail. I know you'll miss Smokescreen, she said, but for the next few months I found someone else to help look after you and Puffing Billy. And then Mummy introduced Bonfire. Crossfire held his puff and eyed her up and down. Can you make fireballs for breakfast? He asked her firmly. No, said Bonfire in a small voice. Or play down with St. George, said Crossfire. No, said Bonfire in an even smaller voice. And what about dragon wheels and snout fizzlers? Crossfire snorted. I don't know about them, said Bonfire. But I can give rides on my tail. And suddenly, Crossfire knew that everything would be all right. This was a good story there. Hope to tell you another one soon. This is TriumphantReads signing off.